The moment your life starts to get quiet, your mind starts to get loud. And it's spinning and worrying and replaying that one cringy thing that you said in 2014. I call this the default mind, where you think you're focusing on what you're supposed to be doing in the present moment, but in the background of your mind, something is pulling you in the opposite direction of your goals and plans. And that's why things feel so hard because you've got some stuff going on in the background. So let's figure out what that stuff is. And I want you to try something. Ask yourself this question. When things get still, what does my mind do? Does it chill out like a lizard in the sun, peaceful and easy and just kind of relaxed and soaking it all in? Or does it immediately start solving for problems that don't exist yet? When you learn to think about your thoughts, when you learn to observe what the mind is doing in the background, this is actually a superpower called metacognition. And the word was coined in the 70s, but we've been studying this since ancient Greece. It means to think about your thinking, and I like to call it catching your mind in the act. And here's where it gets really interesting. Think of something that feels uncertain in your life right now, something that's got you spinning in circles, it probably keeps you up at night, and anytime you get a moment of free time, you're just back trying to solve that problem. You got what that situation is? Now, say this to yourself out loud or in your mind if there's other people around you right now. Say, this situation that you're worried about is turning out better than I expect. This is turning out better than I expect. What did your brain just do immediately after you said that to yourself? It's okay, whatever it was. Did it laugh at you? Did it immediately start arguing and just pulling up its skepticism? Did it pull up a PowerPoint of reasons why you're totally wrong or this video is dumb? It's totally fine. That's the default mind doing its thing. That reaction is telling you what your brain defaults to when it's presented with something that's new or uncertain. And remember that your brain just wants to protect you, and it's sweet, but it's probably a little dramatic as well, and it's definitely going to be skeptical. And when your brain is trying to protect you against something new or uncertain, that's doubt, and it's hard to spot, but once you see how doubt works in your mind, you literally can't unsee it. Be surprised how much of that habit of doubt and those doubtful thoughts are actually preventing you from the life that you're trying to get at. So you're setting all kinds of these goals and you're trying to map things forward. You might be manifesting or writing everything down, doing your affirmations, and yet there's some invisible force holding you back from the background of your mind. It's whispering to you right before you want to take that leap or you want to try that new thing or put yourself out there or get to your next level of success. There's a resistance that you're fighting against. That's literally doubt in disguise. So when you're willing to think about your thoughts metacognitively, and you're willing to entertain the idea like, okay, yeah, maybe doubt has been running the show in my mind for a really long time. And maybe it's disguised itself as something useful or what I thought was useful, but now it's just getting really played out and I'm tired and I'm annoyed and I'm really sick of not reaching my goals. Well, now we're getting somewhere. That's the honesty we're looking for, because to be aware of one's mind is a superpower. Your mind is the source of your entire life. Everything that you think and feel and aim for and experience and achieve, all of it starts in the universe that exists between your ears. And all right, this is a little bit of a tangent, but it's super neat. And it's one of the foundations of how I teach what intuition is. Okay. So your mind has been collecting 11 million bits of data per second since the day you took your first breath. Every thought, emotion, feeling, preference, like, dislike, goals that you've forgotten about or you tried to forget about, all of that is stored in like the back of your mind, so to speak. That's the subconscious mind. And you have trillions of neurons that make up your mind, all those neural connections. There's actually more connections in your brain than there are stars in the entire Milky Way galaxy. And so you literally have a universe of your own between your ears. Let's call that universe your consciousness or your inner spirit, whichever one you like. I tend to call it the inner spirit. So, why is all this important? Well, when you understand that all of that information, literally the information about you, all of that in your subconscious mind knows everything about you. It knows what you want deep down, and it knows how to get there. It knows how to organize all that information in your subconscious mind into something truly useful so you can start to create your life as it's meant to be, not just what you've been settling for. But getting to all of that information in the universe of your mind, it cannot be done by your conscious mind because there's just too much information in there. I mean, when you think about it, like 11 million bits of data per second, we don't have an idea of how much information that is. Your intuition is designed to go into your subconscious mind and sort through all that information, pull out what's useful, discard what's not, and give you the best answers to the questions that you ask it every time you choose to connect with your intuition. Your intuition has been guiding you this whole time. Anytime that you've had a thought pop in out of nowhere, and it was a helpful thought, not an intrusive one of those epiphanies or aha moments or revelations, or like, oh crap, that's my next best step. That's been your intuition guiding you. Okay. So that's intuition and how it relates to your subconscious mind, all the bananas levels of information you have stored in your own brain. So how does all of this relate back to doubt and the sneaky stuff that your brain is doing when you're not paying attention to it? When doubt is running through your mind, intuition takes a backseat because doubt is one of those mental constructs that tends to get really, really loud. And doubt is the single leading cause of mental noise and excessive inner chatter. Your mind on doubt is a noisy, cluttered, disorganized place. And when you start to realize just how many of your thoughts have come with some form of doubt attached to it, you'd probably be really surprised and you might get a little pissed because you'd realize just how many things that were good ideas that were meant to push you forward in your life. And you're like, maybe not. Like you get this inspired step, this like, all right, I'm going to try that thing next. And doubt's like, no, you're not. Pull it back. Who do you think you are? That's doubt doing things to your brain, sneaky stuff. And you may start to realize just how many opportunities you've said no to because doubt was running the show. How many things you've passed up because you weren't aware that doubt was in direct conflict with your potential. So here's the main point of today's video. In order to connect intentionally with your intuition, and in order to live in a mind that you actually want to live in, so you can be that peaceful lizard sunning itself and actually feel good when things are calm, you got to get ruthless with that doubt. And again, doubt is going to disguise itself. It is sneaky. It'll sound like critical thinking, but which is really overthinking. And doubt will sound like it's being prudent or cautious, but it's that type of cautiousness that's paralyzing rather than allowing you to take small, careful, meaningful steps forward. And all of that is just noise. So if you want to know what's going on in your mind and you want to know where the sneaky stuff is, do this and write it down. Ask yourself, when things are still or I've got nothing going on, what does my mind do? Do I chill out or do I spin up? Do my thoughts easily move into something peaceful or do I immediately start problem solving or planning for something that's not in my present moment? And now let's take this one step further. Let's say that you're about to do something that you've never done before, or you're about to do something that you know is going to be hard, but you're kind of into it anyways. How does your mind approach this? Do you get excited? Do you get cautious? Do you get cautiously optimistic? Or do you tend to overthink or overplan your approach? Or do you just dive in and figure it out? Write down your observations because it's showing you what your mind does with an uncertainty. Some minds embrace uncertainty and others do not like it one bit. Here's the thing. Your intuition is not scared of uncertainty. Your intuition has receipts. It remembers every single time that things worked out for you. It remembers every time you figured it out, every time you surprised yourself. So your default mind, that doubting mind, went danger, danger. Your intuition was like, hey, you remember that last time though? That time where you totally kicked ass? So your default mind's going to act one way with doubt, and your intuition mind's going to act another way. When faced with the unknown, your default mind is going to view things as a threat. And this is why you may find yourself spun up, overthinking, overplanning for worst case outcomes, and trying to potentially solve all variables of problems before the problem even arrives. But when your intuition is in charge of your mind and it's faced with the unknown or the uncertain, it predicts your badassery. It predicts that you're going to make it through one step at a time, just like the last time that you faced something new and uncertain. And your intuition is going to remind you of the fact that it also helps you with whatever next best steps you need. So if you're serious about eradicating doubt and noise from your mind, keep saying the sentence that stops doubt dead in its tracks. And that sentence is, this is turning out better than I expect. Write down whatever evidence your brain gives you that that statement might actually be true in this moment. So if you were to do it right now, you're thinking of that problem that's just got you up at night, and you're like, I'm calling my shot. This is turning out better than I expect. And the doubty brain goes, how? See what your intuition comes forward. It will. This is turning out better than I expect. Yeah, how? Because I've been through something similar before and that turned out okay. Because I always know what to do in the end. Because I'm strong, because I'm capable. Again, anything that your mind comes up with in response to this is turning out better than I expect is your proof, is your evidence. Your mind will hunt for the evidence of what you feed it. So if you're feeding it doubt, you're going to find things to doubt. But if you're feeding it that, things are turning out better than I expect, your mind is going to go look for that evidence. Give your mind good things to chew on, not doubtful thoughts that pull against you and slowly sabotage your goals. Choose the thoughts that are actually going to push you forward, even if things feel uncertain. This is turning out better than I expect. My mind and my intuition are showing me how. Thanks for hanging out today. You're getting to know your own mind and all the incredible things that it can do. This is a badass move. So I hope you stick with intuition mindset. I've got videos like this that come out often so that you can finally get to know what's happening in your brain and what your intuition can do for you. It's a whole new world. See you next time.